Good afternoon and welcome to SAIT Newsfile. I'm Matthew Baxter. Bree Boucher will have a look at the latest highlights later today, but first here's what we can expect. Bree?
Well, Matt, it was a busy night in the NBA last night with some top matchups, and the Flames played a pretty good game here in Calgary at the Saddle Dome, but more on that later.
Perfect, thank you. We'll have a look at weather today with Chris Douglas later today, but here's our top stories. The UCP's new healthcare system rework has NDP leaders in shock over the possible privatization of certain aspects of Alberta's healthcare system. The new proposed plan includes the privatization of specific mental health, long-term, and drug addiction facilities. The UCP calls the rework a strengthening of the healthcare system. The rework includes a strong focus on keeping healthcare jobs, while the NDP was quick to criticize the plan, saying that the UCP's plan could completely destroy an already fragile system. Calgary released its new 4-year budget, which also revealed a 5.7% increase in property taxes. This has many residents concerned, as Calgary is already ranked 3rd highest cost of living in Canada. Experts are calling the timing of the property tax hike tone deaf, as Calgarians are already strapped for cash. As it is, the tax hike has residents calling on the City Council to reconsider because it comes at the peak of Calgary's housing crisis.
My kids are they're asking where they're gonna live, and that's not something you want to hear your 6-year-old asking you.
Housing costs have been steadily rising throughout the last 2 years. In some cases, rental rates have doubled. The Canadian Cancer Society and Statistics Canada have showed us that lung cancer rates are reducing faster than any other cancer due to a decrease in tobacco use. Because of this, the Government of Canada proposed new legislations not seen in any other country, having labels on individual cigarettes. While smokers argue that the new regulations wouldn't change anything, psychologists say that repeated exposure to warning labels on the cigarette could cause a decrease in tobacco use. It seems like the city is finally making way in their construction of the Green Lines, as they started demolitions today on the Calgary's Lilydale poultry plant. The poultry plant has long been a contentious part of the community of Ramsay, with residents complaining of smells, dust, and traffic congestions. The city made a deal to acquire the plant back in 2017. The demolition is an early part of the city's billion-dollar train line project. Earlier this year, Calgary released its new plan to roll out a new parking charge, which could charge Calgarians on a monthly basis to park in front of their own house. Due to blowback from residents, the city is rolling back the charges by about 40%. The plan originally proposed would charge Calgarians up to $125 for residential parking. This is now rolled back to $70, but the blowback mostly came from a petition that gained over 15,000 signatures from Calgarians. The Chinese community and Chinatown have done a lot more than just provide us with delicious food. They've also provided Calgary with years of rich history and added so much to the building and growth of Calgary. Noah Eppelston has more on the story.
Chinese culture and heritage in Calgary dates back over 100 years and is still very prevalent today. But the Chinese community hasn't always gotten the respect they felt they deserved. The new exhibit at Heritage Park has done an excellent job in showing Calgarians what life was like for a Chinese immigrant in the early 1900s, and why their heritage is so important to the city of Calgary today.
Chinatown's history is everybody's history in a sense, and history does tend to repeat itself. So, it's important that we learn the lessons of Chinatown. And for example, the anti-Asian hate didn't just start 2 years ago or with the Asian flu. I mean, it's a cycle that's been going on ever since the Chinese came to Calgary.
With how much Chinese culture has shaped Calgary and Western Canada, the Chinese community feels that they've been discriminated against for way too long. The exhibit at Heritage Park, although is just the beginning, has made Chinatown residents feel much more proud of their heritage.
Many are 3rd or 4th generation here, and so The stories aren't being told, and we just kind of assume everyone's an immigrant when you look at them, but that's not true. Our history goes for decades, right?
The Chinatown exhibit here at Heritage Park has been open for 4 months now and is closing soon. It has made a profound impact on the community, and for as little as $15, you can come and experience all of the rich Asian heritage that's filled with it, and really soak in what life was like for the Asian community in the early days here in Calgary. For SAIT Newsfile, I'm Noah Eppelston.
Job fairs have always been a great way for job hunters to talk directly with employers, but this one has a special focus on diversity in the workforce. Simon Shoskovsky has been covering this story from the newsroom and joins us now. So Simon, why the special focus on diversity?
Well, Matt, the Calgary Job Fair celebrating diversity happened, and hundreds of people came to see what kind of opportunities they could potentially find. Multiple businesses set up their tables inside the Calgary Plaza Hotel and Conference Center, all hoping to hire some people from the giant line that went out the door. The goal of the fair is to help people get jobs with a focus on diversity. That can mean anything from helping people who might be from different cultures or may even have different disabilities. Prospect, the company running the job fair, also has programs that help transition veterans and first responders. Kasia, a workforce advisor at Prospect, spoke on their goal of making the workforce more diverse.
We help all Albertans as well, but we really have this focus and this desire to make the workplace more diverse. So all the employers here today have made a commitment to hiring with diversity in mind, and so we're here to celebrate that.
Sounds like a great cause, and a great way to find new career paths.
That was Simon Shoskovsky on the job fair. Thanks so much, Simon. We'll have a full weather forecast after this break, but first, Chris Douglas has a look at what's going on in Calgary this week.
Hockey talent from all over the country is coming to battle it out at the 2023 Rocky Mountain Classic here in Calgary. Make sure to get out and see Canada's top U15 up-and-coming hockey stars. The Calgary Zoo is celebrating nearly 30 years of Zoo Lights experiences that includes over 1 million lights and close to 250 light figures, giant animal displays, along with interactive, choreographed light displays at Harvest Nights. A night filled with painting your own masterpiece, Paint and Sip offers step-by-step painting instructions with dinner and drinks. Get tickets at eventbrite.ca. Support mental health by attending the Battle for Mental Health Boxing dinner show as blue-collar workers and amateur boxers square off to show support for everyone at the Deerfoot Inn and Casino. Diwali is India's biggest and most important holiday of the year, celebrated by more than 1 billion people across faiths. This 5-day festival of lights brings prayer, feasts, fireworks, and for some, a new year. Come join the festive celebration.
Hi, I'm Chris Douglas with today's weather across the country. We'll start off by looking in Vancouver. We have some clouds at the coast. They're looking at 5 degrees. We have a high pressure system rolling through Western Canada, making Alberta and Southern Alberta really sunny. It's kind of affecting Central Canada with Regina and Winnipeg with clouds and lower temperatures at 1 degree and 2 degrees. As we look into Eastern Canada, Toronto is looking kind of chilly with some clouds at -1. As we go up Eastern Canada, we look at some higher temperatures. Halifax is at 5 degrees with some clouds. Montreal is at 0 with lots of sun. We have a low pressure system pushing some cloud up to St. John's as it's raining. We'll go down south with our resorts now.
There's lots of sun as we go down south. It's looking to be a beautiful day in Barbados as it gets up to 31. Honolulu and Cancun are at 29. And Orlando is up to 28 for a great day in Disney World. And finally, Palm Springs is at a nice 25 with lots of sun, and Vegas has a few clouds with a high of 20.
In Calgary today, we're looking at a warmer 2 degrees. We have some clouds up there in the sky. It's looking a little windy, so make sure you have a jacket outside. We have a 25 kilometer an hour wind coming from the northeast, and we'll see some sunshine starting later tonight, rolling into tomorrow. In Alberta today, we have some colder temperatures up north. As it goes down south, we start to see that sun. Edmonton's at -3 with lots of sun. Red Deer's at -2 with some sun, and we'll see some clouds in southern Alberta with a little bit of warmer temperatures, around 2 degrees in Calgary and Lethbridge. And in the mountains, we have at -4 with lots of sun. We'll be right back after this commercial with sports with Brie Boucher. around our 5-day forecast, with some clouds tonight, we'll start to see a lot of sun and warmer temperatures throughout the week, starting with 8 degrees on Sunday and Monday. We'll see sports right after this quick commercial break with Brie Boucher.
Did you know that having your pet neutered can increase their lifespan? While pets that are not neutered are at a high risk of infection and disease. When adopting a pet, the Rescue Friends Animal Foundation pets available for adoptions are already neutered. Adopt your own neutered pet at Rescued Friends.
Come and learn the breaking world of broadcast news. Find your passion to investigate, write, shoot, edit, and deliver the stories of the day. SAIT's broadcast news program teaches you everything you need to know for a career in radio and television. Become the next great anchor, reporter, or personality using industry standard technology alongside qualified instructors with years of experience. This is broadcast news. Come and dare to be on air.
Welcome back to SAIT Newsfile. So Brie, what's happening in sports?
Well, tonight the Toronto Raptors look to end the Hornets' win streak, and the Flames had a pretty nice win here in the Saddle Dome. The Calgary Flames scored 4 straight goals to rally for a 4-to win against the Nashville Predators at Scotiabank Saddle Dome on Tuesday. The Flames have won 2 consecutive games after losing 6 straight. Goaltender Jacob Markstrom made 16 saves during the game. This was Calgary's first win this season when trailing after 2 periods. Calgary forward Adam Ruzicka played 11 minutes and 33 seconds. He had 2 blocked shots in his return after missing 4 games because of a shoulder injury. The Calgary Flames flew over the Nashville Predators 4-2 on Tuesday night with goals from Dylan Dubé, Noah Hanifin, Nazem Kadri. The Flames look for another win on Friday night, taking on the Maple Leafs at 5 p.m. in Toronto. The Dallas Mavericks look for their 3rd consecutive win on Wednesday night with the Toronto Raptors. In the past, the Raptors' length has given superstar Luka Doncic trouble, but this is the first time Doncic will face the Raptors with superstar point guard Kyrie Irving by his side. The Dallas Mavericks are 6-1 compared to the Raptors, who are 3-4. The Mavericks are 2nd in the Western standings, while the Raptors are sitting at the 11th spot in the Eastern standings. In their last 5 matchups, the Mavericks are 4-1. The Toronto Raptors look to end Dallas's win streak today at 6:30 p.m. at the American Airlines Center. The Miami Heat got the job done and secured a win against the Los Angeles Lakers on Monday evening at the Kaseya Center in Miami. The game was a close one, with the Heat winning 108-107. The Miami Heat are falling behind in the Eastern Conference standings. The Heat are sitting at 3 wins and 4 losses, 1 spot below the Toronto Raptors. The Heat are looking to move up in points with a 2-game winning streak. The Los Angeles Lakers are trailing in the Western Conference standings. The Lakers currently have the same record as the Miami Heat with 3 wins and 4 losses. The Lakers look to break their 2-game losing streak on Wednesday night. The Los Angeles Chargers topped the New York Jets 27-6 at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey on Monday night. The Chargers opened a 14-0 first quarter lead after an 87 punt return touchdown. The Jets were held without a touchdown as quarterback Zach Wilson threw for 263 yards, was sacked 8 times, and lost 2 fumbles. Los Angeles quarterback Justin Herbert went 16 of 30 passing for 136 yards, while veteran receiver Keenan Allen reached over 10,000 career receiving yards with 77 on the night. New York's 3-game win streak was snapped with the loss, while both teams moved to 4-4 on the NFL season. The Chargers are back on Sunday afternoon, taking on the Detroit Lions at SoFi Stadium in California for Sunday Night Football.
Thanks for that, Brie. Thanks for joining us so much at SAIT Newsfile.